Here you go. I just want to share an interesting invention here. So while I was just skimming the news articles on CNA in the morning, which was the Singapore news media, I found an article about an attempt of fusion between bags and robotic technologies. An Institute of Physical and Chemical Research of Japan, RIKEN, developed cyborg cockroaches by making the best of its behavior for search and rescue at a disaster site. So recently, rescue robots have attracted people's attention. And taking advantage of dogs' sense of smell and dispatching a robot to survivors who are trapped under tons of rubble where it's impossible for a person to crawl or expected to be great advantage for time-sensitive rescue. So Japanese researchers demonstrated the ability of cockroaches mounting backpacks of solar and electronics on these, and which enables people to control their motion by remote control. So that's a potential application of a recent breakthrough by the Japanese researchers. So cyborg bag technology for disaster response is really interesting theme that has been actively researched since 2000s, and now cyborg bag technologies is being researched worldwide. And specifically, there are actually three objectives for the research of this technology. The first one is a disaster response, and the second one is monitoring its security and environment, and third one is tracking criminals. So the reason why alive bags with robotic technology can be the most suitable for these objectives to accomplish is that their active time can last much longer without dead battery than a perfect artificial robot. There's a decisive defect in a perfect artificial robot, which is like it's quite tough. It's quite tough to control it effectively and flexibly under a non-programmed environment. So, usually developers need to create program where they just predict the placement of every possible obstacles to remote the motion of an, perfect artificial robot effectively in such a places under tons of rubble where there are so many obstacles at a disaster site. So, and if there's a problem in the predictive placement of obstacles programmed in the robot, this will become the trigger for sudden automatic deactivation of a robot. So, in contrast, alive bags can move way more reasonable, way more flexible, with its natural behavior programmed in its instinct. So, if they find obstacles on their way, they instinctively avoid obstacles. So it is obvious though, because they're a creature. So the research still has a long way to go. A recent demonstration, in a recent demonstration, RIKEN researchers used a specialized computer and wireless Bluetooth signals to tell the cyborg cockroaches to turn right and left, causing it to scramble in that general direction. So research of cyborg cockroaches this time indicate the possibility of search and monitoring on the ground. But ironically, it is not too distant future that cockroaches can be seen not a harmful insect, but beneficial insect, I think.